Talented Iranian rapper Amir Hossein Maghsoodloo, known as Tattaloo, faces a death sentence for insulting Islamic sanctities after his music became increasingly political following the 2022 death of Mahsa Amini and nationwide protests in Iran. Wealthy individuals tend to avoid lifestyle inflation, emotional generosity without self-reflection, neglecting life insurance, and over-relying on speculative investments. According to financial experts, careful planning and informed financial choices are key to preserving wealth. A driver fleeing troopers reached speeds of over 130 miles per hour before crashing and injuring 5 people who are in stable condition. The investigation is ongoing, with charges to be announced at a later date. A contractor's excavation during a reconstruction project in northern Syria uncovers an ancient underground Byzantine tomb complex believed to be over 1,500 years old, sparking hope for economic renewal and tourism in the region. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has turned over search operations for a suspected triple homicide to federal authorities, amid new forensic analysis that includes DNA evidence and confirmed the cause of death as suffocation. Investigators have recovered significant amounts of evidence from the crime scene, including personal items found in a truck, and are still conducting additional testing. The investigation spans hundreds of square miles and has been ongoing since deputies say Travis Stecker picked up 2 girls on the night of their deaths. Researchers have uncovered a slow-moving river of water beneath the West Antarctic ice sheet, which could contribute to increased sea level rise and coastal flooding. The discovery is offering fresh insights into how Antarctica melts from below and has significant implications for the future of coastal towns and cities. As smartphones continue to dominate our lives, experts recommend simple changes to promote better mental health. From using apps like StepIn and the Mind Diet to incorporating more physical activity and flavonoid-rich foods into your daily routine, these practical tips can help you break free from screen addiction and cultivate a healthier relationship with technology. Grant Hardin, a convicted murderer and rapist known as the Devil in Ozarks, was captured by U.S. Border Patrol on June 6 after a 12-day manhunt. He was found just 1.5 miles from North Central Unit Prison near Calico Rock, Arkansas, where he had escaped on May 25. Hardin will be transported to Varner Supermax Unit for further questioning and prosecution. At its annual Worldwide Developers Conference, WWDC, Apple is expected to focus on addressing its weak points amidst regulatory scrutiny, tariff tensions, and competition from AI leaders like Google, Meta, and OpenAI. Expect a low-key event with few major product announcements as the company struggles to keep pace with industry innovation in areas such as AI and App Store policies with investors. Concerns over Apple's performance and the ongoing impact of Donald Trump's tariffs. Cook will have to navigate these challenges while trying to maintain investor confidence. The Florida Department of Children and Families has sent a cease and desist letter to the Orlando Sentinel, claiming that its reporter used threats to coerce foster families into making negative statements about the Hope Florida Foundation, which is linked to Governor Ron DeSantis' wife, Casey DeSantis. Financial expert Robert Kiyosaki explains that most poor people break 2 laws of money: Gresham's Law, which states bad money drives out good money, and Metcalfe's Law, which highlights the value of networks. Kiyosaki advises focusing on assets like precious metals and cryptocurrency instead of cash, and investing in currencies with larger networks for greater value. Far-right activist Laura Loomer sparked widespread criticism after sharing a post claiming Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had gained weight, prompting users to dig up similar photos of herself and call out Loomer's behavior as body shaming. Current mortgage interest rates for June 9, 2025 remain unchanged for the long term and slightly lower for the short term. The average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is at 6.85%, while the 15-year fixed rate stands at 6.14%. Mortgage refinance rates are also available, with national averages ranging from 6.89% to 7.96%. Homebuyers and refinancers can use online calculators or consult lenders to find the best rates and terms. Poland, already a major NATO ally and defense spender, has put its plan to buy 32 S-70I Black Hawk helicopters on hold due to concerns about Russia's military strategy in Ukraine. The decision comes as the country assesses its priorities amid evolving threats and the proliferation of air defenses. Poland's government views increasing the helicopter fleet as less important than investing in other military assets, such as drones and tanks. A critically endangered Australian fish has found a way to deal with invasive tilapia by eating them, providing hope for conservation efforts. The cod's success is seen as a key factor in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem and protecting native species. Experts say that supporting healthy populations of apex predators like the cod can help control invasive species, such as the tilapia, which have become a major problem in Australian waterways. Chinese regulators are targeting pig breeders who buy and refatten pigs to drive up prices, a practice that can lead to market volatility and inefficient feed use. The crackdown aims to stabilize pork prices and protect small farmers from losses. A gunman opened fire on the Las Vegas Strip on Sunday, killing at least 2 people and leaving many more injured or in a state of panic. The shooting is believed to have been sparked by an online dispute. Police are searching for the gunman, who has not been identified yet. Research suggests that microplastics can adsorb heavy metals like cadmium and lead, potentially carrying these elements inside humans. The study found that 3 common types of plastics absorbed the metals within 5 minutes, with 99% of harmful lead collected. While the human health impact is still being studied, experts warn of increased cancer risks and neurological concerns. To mitigate the issue, scientists are working on ways to turn microplastics into graphene, and consumers can make a difference by choosing plastic-free products and reducing waste. Despite cooling labor market and slowing economic activity, Wall Street strategists are becoming more bullish on stocks, with several firms boosting their year-end S&P 500 targets to ranges of 6,300 to 6,500. This optimism is driven by easing tariff uncertainty, which has likely priced in a slowdown, and softening signs that typically precede hard economic data, according to analysts at Goldman Sachs and Citi. Their projections suggest the S&P 500 will hit 6,500 in the next 12 months, with growth stocks such as big tech names seen as preferred choices amidst high stock valuations and elevated interest rates. A century-old magnolia tree in a Sydney suburb was cut down without approval, sparking outrage over tree vandalism and calls for harsher penalties to protect urban greenery. The tree's removal has been linked to increasing biodiversity loss, urban heat, and resilience issues. Local officials and environmental advocates are demanding tougher penalties, including doubling fines for illegal tree removal. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has made the company's employee salaries public, ranging from $49,000 for sales advisors to over $125,000 for software engineers. The figures are generally in line with average U.S. salary data, except for mechanical design engineers, who earn more than Tesla's estimates. This move provides insight into the compensation of Tesla's diverse workforce, spanning roles from service technicians to interns. U.S. Representative Mike Lawler, RNY, defended President Donald Trump's budget at a rowdy town hall meeting in Mahopac, New York, where Democratic voter Joe Mayhew expressed concerns about proposed changes to Medicaid requirements. Lawler's defense of the bill came as other Republican representatives faced jeers and criticism over their support for the legislation. A recent study found that neonicotinoid pesticides negatively impact honeybee health, slowing their ability to forage pollen. As a result, the global honeybee population is at risk of decline, threatening food production and ecosystems. Environmental activist Greta Thunberg, 22, and several international supporters were detained by Israel in the Mediterranean Sea while attempting to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza, which faces a severe food crisis amid ongoing conflict with Israel. Israeli naval forces intercepted a Gaza-bound ship carrying international activists, including climate activist Greta Thunberg, in an early morning raid Monday. The operation sparked accusations of a breach of international law, with the activists saying their journey was meant to protest Israel's ongoing war in Gaza and humanitarian crisis there. The ship was carrying aid destined for people in Gaza, including baby formula and food. Rights groups say the seizure is part of a campaign by Israel to limit or deny aid into Gaza. Vice President J.D. Vance urges Elon Musk to back off his attacks on President Trump, warning that the feud could harm Musk's companies and the national interest. The two have fallen out over Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, which Musk claims will undo work done by Doge. Musk has responded with aggressive statements, leading to a significant drop in Tesla's share price. President Donald Trump briefly stumbled while climbing the steps of Air Force One, prompting renewed attention to his age and fitness for office. The incident comes as 82-year-old former President Joe Biden faces similar concerns about his cognitive decline. Trump, 78, is tied with Biden for the oldest president in U.S. history. China's leading electric vehicle EV makers are intensifying their criticism of BYD over emissions compliance, with Geely joining Great Wall Motor in alleging that its models failed to meet regulatory standards. The dispute has intensified after BYD rejected claims and said its vehicles met China's emission standards. Geely's vice president publicly backed Great Wall's claims, stating that his company had conducted emissions tests confirming the allegations. Drowsy driving is a growing concern, with 1 in 25 adult drivers reporting falling asleep at the wheel within the past 30 days. Impaired judgment and reduced awareness can lead to accidents, making it essential to prioritize safety and address underlying sleep issues. The Osceola County Sheriff's Office has removed Executive Director Nirva Rodriguez from its website after confirming her termination, amid an ongoing investigation into suspended Sheriff Marcos Lopez's alleged involvement in an illegal gambling scheme. There is no indication she was directly connected to the scheme. After U.S. Supreme Court tosses Glossip's conviction and death sentence due to prosecutorial misconduct, Oklahoma prosecutors decide not to seek the death penalty against him, but pursue a first-degree murder charge instead. Glossip was twice convicted and sentenced to death for the 1997 killing of his former boss, Attorney General Gentner Drummond said Monday. The decision comes after courts in Oklahoma set 9 different execution dates for Glossip, and he came close to being put to death multiple times. According to the Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances, the average homeowner has 5 times more in savings than the average renter, with a median savings of $85,430 compared to $16,930 for renters. The gap is attributed to increasing rental costs and the stable nature of homeowners' monthly housing expenses after paying off their mortgages. Experts warn that northern saw-whet owls' increased migration to new areas may disrupt local ecosystems, threatening food security and biodiversity as these birds adapt to a changing climate. India is set to produce surplus sugar for at least 2 consecutive years due to ample rainfall boosting crop yields. The country's sugarcane production is expected to rise by nearly a fifth from a year earlier, reaching 35 million metric tons in the 2025-26 season, according to industry officials. Podcaster Alex Cooper alleges she was sexually harassed by her former college soccer coach, Nancy Feldman, during her time at Boston University. In her new Hulu docuseries Call Her Alex, Cooper shares details of the alleged abuse, including Feldman's comments on her body and requests for private meetings. The college did not take action against Feldman after receiving written documentation from Cooper and her parents, who warned them that a case would drag out for years. As Ethereum transitions to a proof-of-stake mechanism, its network upgrades and new ETFs could boost investor confidence. However, the cryptocurrency faces challenges from newer, faster blockchains like Solana and Cardano. Analyst Cathie Wood expects Ethereum's price to reach $166,000 by 2032, but experts recommend taking her forecasts with a grain of salt due to market volatility. Jane, a friend of Sean Diddy Combs, testified in court about her experiences with the music mogul, saying she felt reading my own sexual trauma after reading his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura's sex trafficking lawsuit. Jane read text messages and described freak-offs and hotel nights that made her feel like she was experiencing her own trauma. A recent study found that 18 captive-bred axolotls released into wild habitats in southern Mexico City are thriving, hunting, and gaining weight. The discovery offers hope for protecting these critically endangered creatures and their ecosystems. Researchers in Connecticut have identified a dangerous pathogen carried by the invasive Asian longhorn tick, which poses a growing threat to human and veterinary health. The bacterium responsible for ehrlichiosis was found in Fairfield County between 2021 and now. As temperatures rise, ticks are expanding into new areas, increasing the risk of disease transmission. Experts recommend integrated strategies, including chemical-free pest control methods and rewilding yards to reduce tick encounters and illnesses. India's Tata Motors plans to invest up to $4.1 billion over 5 years, aiming to cement its position as the country's top electric vehicle maker amidst rising competition and stricter emission norms. Astronomers studying exoplanet K2-18b, which is believed to be a habitable world, have found new evidence that challenges the discovery of biological activity. A team led by Niku Madhusudan initially detected dimethyl sulfide and dimethyl disulfide in the planet's atmosphere using data from the James Webb Space Telescope. However, subsequent studies have raised concerns about the reliability of these findings due to noise in the data and limitations in modeling. Other researchers have found alternative molecules that could fit the same profile but are not indicative of life. The search for life on K2-18b continues, with a new study aiming to explore 650 types of molecules. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Queens neighborhood is plagued by prostitution, crime, and poor living conditions, with local residents calling for stricter laws and more action from lawmakers. The area has seen a resurgence of illicit activity despite a months-long police crackdown, with 30 women observed offering sex on the streets and vendors selling counterfeit goods. Lawmakers are urging Ocasio-Cortez to use her platform to help address the issue, while the NYPD says it is working to make a lasting difference. A Chinese fishing vessel ran aground off a Philippines-occupied island in the disputed South China Sea, prompting Filipino forces to go on alert. The crew was safely rescued, but no details were available on potential injuries or damage to the ship. Confrontations between Chinese and Philippine naval ships have increased in recent years over territorial claims. Researchers at Apple have published a paper questioning the reasoning capabilities of top large language models, including OpenAI's O3 and Google's Gemini. They found that these models struggle with problem-solving beyond certain complexity thresholds, suggesting they may be experiencing an overthinking phenomenon. Unseasonal weather in South Asia has caused significant damage to mango crops, particularly in India and Pakistan, resulting in losses of 30 to 35% and up to 50%, respectively. The extreme weather, fueled by pollution-driven climate changes, is impacting farmers' livelihoods and affecting global fruit availability. A 9 News U.S. correspondent, Lauren Tomasi, was shot in the leg by a police officer with a rubber bullet while live reporting on Los Angeles protests. The incident occurred moments after she finished her broadcast. The outlet confirmed that Tomasi and her camera operator are safe and will continue their work. Physicists propose a radical new theory, suggesting that our universe may have originated from the collapse of a parent black hole rather than the Big Bang. According to their model, this cycle could be infinite, with each new universe born from the last. The team's predictions include a slightly curved universe and a small but measurable cosmological constant, which could be confirmed by upcoming missions. A Florida business owner is facing fines and penalties for operating unpermitted dumping sites that include protected wetlands, despite signing an agreement to clean up the mess. The site on Hartford Street has no authorization from EPC or any other regulatory body, causing environmental degradation and health concerns for nearby residents. Iran says U.S. nuclear deal proposal is unacceptable, vows to present counterproposal via Oman. The country also calls for international pressure on Israel over its nuclear program. A Russian photo purporting to show a 1930 vehicle called Tarantika, or Bone Shaker, was created using AI and debunked by Snopes, with no evidence of its existence in history. CBS News host Jane Pauley takes a historical tour of London, from its Roman origins to its current status as a global center of commerce and culture. As winter's grip loosens, Yosemite National Park is embracing the arrival of spring, with wildflowers blooming and wildlife emerging from hibernation in this stunning California park. Videographer Lance Milbrand captures the vibrant colors and breathtaking scenery of this iconic American destination. Ahead of next week's royal wedding, Sunday Morning airs a special broadcast from London, exploring British icons, traditions, fashion royalty, and celebrity connections. A new era of diversity is transforming Britain's aristocracy, making it harder to distinguish between royals and ordinary Americans. Sunday Morning host Jane Pauley explores the Tower of London with Yeoman Sergeant Bob Laughlin, learning about its history, traditions, and the Raven's centuries-old role in guarding the crown jewels. The exclusive Yeoman Warders Club at the Tower of London is a private pub open only to those residing within the tower's walls. In an exclusive interview, CBS News' Jane Pauley gets a behind-the-scenes look at their traditions and meets Yeoman Sergeant Bob Laughlin, one of the iconic beefeaters. Anita Atkinson has filled her home with a vast collection of royal memorabilia, creating its own museum showcasing her love for Britain's royal family. A new CBS News investigation explores how several iconic American TV shows were remade from British originals, including All in the Family, Sanford and Son, and Fawlty Towers. With interviews with Dancing with the Stars host Tom Bergeron and star John Cleese, we uncover the surprising reasons behind these adaptations' failure in Britain. The iconic bagpipes and kilts continue to be a symbol of Scottish heritage, with CBS News' Jonathan Vigliotti exploring how these traditions have endured for centuries. In a 2006 interview with Harry Smith on Sunday Morning, Tom Wolfe discussed his journey from newspaper reporter to novelist, the difference between journalism and voyeurism, and his iconic style. Wolfe, known for works like The Right Stuff and Bonfire of the Vanities, died May 14, 2018, at age 87. CBS News correspondent Jane Pauley explores the opulent royal garments on display at England's historic Hampton Court Palace, once home to King Henry VIII. England's oldest royal hunting ground, New Forest National Park, was established in 1079. The park covers over 219 square miles in southern England, featuring heathland, woodland, and wildlife habitats. Its rich history dates back to the medieval period, when it was a favorite spot for British monarchs. Visitors can explore ancient trees, wild ponies, and a diverse range of flora and fauna. With its unique blend of natural beauty and royal heritage, New Forest National Park is a must-visit destination for nature lovers and history enthusiasts alike. Roxana Saberi reports on how social shifts are putting English pubs at risk, but a community's fight for its local watering hole has been successful. American actress Meghan Markle married Prince Harry in a traditional yet modern ceremony at Windsor Castle, marking a new era for the British monarchy with her American roots and blended heritage. Contributor Faith Saley examines the variations in vocabulary, pronunciation, and usage between British and American English in a CBS News special. CBS News correspondent Tony Dokopil profiles Oscar-winning actress Rachel Weisz, starring in the new film Disobedience, about a woman's forbidden relationship with another woman in London's Orthodox Jewish community. Charlie D'Agata takes a ride in the iconic Aston Martin, exploring its history and value as James Bond's favorite car gets behind the wheel. Jane Pauley visits an exhibition at London's Kensington Palace, Diana, Her Fashion Story, showcasing gowns worn by the late princess. The CBS News Sunday Morning host examines the enduring impact of Princess Diana's style on fashion and pop culture. 7 siblings from Britain, aged 8 to 21, who rose to fame on TV music competitions, perform at a royal wedding. In an interview with CBS News' Lee Cowan. On an island off Africa's coast, residents of St. Helena maintain ties to the UK, 4,500 miles away, while preserving a piece of Napoleonic history. At 70, Mae Musk's modeling career is booming, thanks in part to her connection with billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk. In an interview with Alina Cho, Musk discusses her enduring passion for fashion and her experiences as a mother of 3, including Elon. Author Tom Wolfe, known for works like The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, The Right Stuff, and The Bonfire of the Vanities, has died at age 88, according to reports. Model and dietitian Mae Musk talks about her struggles with temptation, from modeling to personal wellness, in an exclusive interview. Historian Alistair Bellany explores the House of Windsor's unexpected ties to Europe, revealing a complex web of relationships between British royals and European nobility. Comic actress Gilda Radner passed away on May 20, 1989 due to cancer. Her legacy lives on through Gilda's Club, a network of supportive gathering places for cancer patients, founded by her in 1994, 2 years after her death. Relationship columnist Zoe Strimple says that despite the excitement surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding, many people are feeling that traditional fairy tale love is unattainable. According to CBS News, the couple's relationship has sparked a sense of disillusionment among some, with Strimple noting that the classic love story has never felt further away from more people. The comments come as the royal family and their fans celebrate the newlyweds' union on what was billed as the fairy tale wedding of the century. A viral audio test continues to divide Americans, with some still unsure whether they hear Laurel or Yanny. Faith Saley weighs in on the online phenomenon and has captured the nation's attention. Multiple Waymo cars were vandalized and set on fire during weekend protests in downtown Los Angeles, where anti-ICE operations sparked widespread chaos. At least 5 vehicles were left charred, and damaged businesses were looted, with the Los Angeles Police Department advising affected businesses to report any damage immediately. The incident follows President Trump's deployment of 300 National Guard troops to the city. Asian needle ants, a sneaky invasive species with potentially deadly stings, have been detected in over a dozen U.S. states, primarily in the Southeast. Experts warn of potential environmental impacts and advise people to be vigilant for these tiny, dark brown or black ants that can cause anaphylactic shock. Environmental activist Greta Thunberg and other activists on an aid boat intercepted by Israeli forces as they attempted to deliver humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. The ship was intercepted about 160 nautical miles from Gaza. and its crew had been warned of jamming their communications by Israel. The group claims that it was unlawfully boarded and its life-saving cargo confiscated. This incident comes amid a blockade on the Gaza Strip and ongoing tensions between Israel and Palestinian groups.